My Hero Academia Chapter 286 has leaked, and along with it are some really interesting and really deadly plot points. As always, this is a discussion on the most recent My Hero Academia chapter, meaning that if you haven't read the manga or watched the show, or you only watch the show, then you should probably click off right now. Everyone else, let's talk about what happened. So the last chapter, Chapter 285, ended with Bakugo having his hero moment, sacrificing himself to save another person without thinking. A nice callback to Deku's original hero moment that initially made All Might recognize Midoriya and realize the hero potential within him. This solidifies a serious change within Bakugo, making another milestone in character development, where Bakugo was wondering what it was that Deku had that Bakugo didn't, and why All Might chose Deku over him. Well, now we know for certain Bakugo has the heart of a hero. However, unlike the Sludge Villain incident that ended with All Might saving the both of them, Deku and Bakugo are all on their own against an enraged, overpowered Shigaraki and an equally enraged and overpowered Deku. The problem is that Bakugo's self-sacrificing move put him down for the count, at least for the time being, alongside Aizawa, Rocklock, Manuel, Gran Torino, and Endeavor, who are all at the scene. The only two heroes left who can really do anything are Deku, who has long gone past his limit with broken arms and most likely bruised legs, and Shoto, who can't do much to help a fight in the air and really can only provide support and first aid to the fallen heroes. That's effectively the recap, but the big stuff that happened in this newest chapter is the dreaded thing that Deku was trying so hard to prevent. That is, Shigaraki touched Deku, meaning that Shigaraki now has the opportunity to steal One for All. But instead of it being a quick grab, Deku goes into the void where he previously saw the other vestiges and previous users of One for All, and again he still can't speak or move, as Nana says, and he sees an annoyed Shigaraki wrestling off an argumentative All for One trying to explain his case on why he took over Shigi's body. Oh yeah, by the way, apparently All for One took over Shigi's body. He claims it was to protect Shigaraki, which is true, as Endeavor's final attack probably would have killed him without All for One's help, but knowing how evil and manipulative All for One is, I'm doubting he's doing this purely out of goodwill. And with previous chapters of Shigi telling All for One to back off, I'm sure he realizes that too. We see Nana talking to Deku as she stares down Shigi and All for One, and the chapter ends as we're left with the title, One Among Us. And to be honest, I think Shigi looking kinda sus. We should probably vote him off. But seriously, this chapter is absolutely amazing. As we saw Deku flare up once again as energy was effectively pouring out of his eye sockets in a really cool fashion, it's nice to see the passionate side of Deku come out when he truly cares. I mean, I imagine watching your friend basically die 2 inches away from you to your worst nightmare might put anyone in that state, but still, it's the layers to the character's emotions and reality of each situation they're in that really spices up the fights for me. I forgot to mention, but Gigantomachia also hasn't even arrived yet to Shigi, which means that if he does arrive, then Deku and the gang are absolutely screwed, as it took everything they had and more just to keep Shigi at bay, and obviously that's not working. Ochako and friends are at the city, and it seems like round 3 with group 3 against Gigantomachia is going to take place. I can't imagine there's much they can do, but every second they hold him back, the more time Deku and the gang have to take out Shigi. Well, at this point it's just Deku and Shoto, but still. Anyway, this chapter is a 10 out of 10. This entire arc has been nothing short of perfection and absolutely fire. But now we have to go into speculation. It's extremely interesting that Shigi is so hellbent on stealing One for All. I mean, it's obvious that he's in it to have that immense power, but still, the part I'm wondering about is the fact that One for All can't be forcibly taken. It has to be willed by its user. And I can't imagine that Deku is ever going to willingly give One for All to Shigi. But I imagine there are more variables at play here, because it's basically confirmed at this point that One for All isn't just a regular quirk and the vestiges and past users can affect the current user of One for All, so that's definitely a huge thing that's going to happen here. Only thing I can imagine is that possibly one of the vestiges is going to give themselves up effectively to detach the bond between Deku and Shigi, so it would allow Deku to escape and, obviously not give Shigi One for All, but maybe Shigi would end up taking one of the other quirks from one of the past users. For example, it would be interesting if Nana gave herself up to atone for her actions that led to Shigi, thereby giving float to Shigi, breaking the bond between Deku and Shigi and allowing Deku to escape with the rest of the vestiges. I literally have nothing to back this up, it's just a crackpot theory, but also we're probably going to see some crazy mind action here, where All for One and Shigi versus the One for All vestiges with Deku on the sidelines watching, since Nana said, but we'll do something about that, right before the chapter ends. There's a lot to pick at here, like the fact Deku and Shigi are healed inside this One for All void, but both seem much less powerful. They're also both hell-bent on being the next number one in their respective field and being the prodigy of each of their successors. I can only imagine the parallels will continue from here. But until then, we have to wait until next chapter. Any theories, things I missed, things you want to talk about? What's your theory on what's going to happen next? If you enjoyed this, make sure you leave a like and a comment, subscribe for more content. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.